Hey guys, it's Frankie and welcome back to K Comics. So now continuing with Thor Son of Asgard. With the last issue, Thor, Sif and Border, they are pretty much about 75% done with their quest. So they've obtained the skill from Hukure, the feather from Nori, and they have also obtained the jewel from Jenia. So now they are pretty much left with only the enchanted water from Lake Lilita. And that's exactly where this story picks up. But before we start, make sure you hit the subscribe button and click on the bell icon. Oh wait. And so with that out of the way, let's dive right in. Okay, so now the book starts with Thor, Sif and Border walking through the forest of Lilita. And the only thing we know is that when Thor was a child, he used to come here in order to swim in the lake of Lilita and also to climb the trees in the forest. And the lake of Lilita is more or less in the center of the forest, so it provides more water to the entire forest, nourishing everything in the process. But then when Thor told Sif and Border this, Border then noticed that if Thor says when the last time that he came here the forest was large, then that means something is definitely wrong with the forest right now. But then with making this assumption, Thor was like, real smart. You are trying to use your brains again in order to win a case from Sif, which was what happened in the last issue, if you have even checked out my video on the fourth issue. So on the fourth issue, Border realizes that little baby thingies feed on emotions, and if you are showing some form of emotion, then they will start to engulf you. And so after noticing that they feed on emotions, he lets them know that you have to stay emotionless in order to stay free from them, which they did. And after that, he earned a kiss from Sif, which didn't sit right with Thor because Thor likes Sif and he doesn't want Border getting in between. But by the look of things, we know Border also likes Sif because when he was hunting and then when he came back to meet Thor and Sif on the ground, he initially thought that they kissed, and Thor was like, what if maybe something more than kiss happened between us? Which got Border enraged, and then he wanted to attack Thor, which Sif interrupted angrily just because they are fighting over her. Meanwhile, she's right there and they are treating her like she wasn't even there. But all their relationship problems was cut short by the arrival of Loki, who has apparently escaped from Kanile's lair. And so when he arrived there, he looks pretty beaten up. And so the main question was like, why is Loki here? Like, what does Loki want? But it is at this point when Loki told them that Asgard is in danger as Kanila threatens to destroy Asgard. And initially they didn't believe Loki just because it's Loki. I mean, what more should I say? The Prince of Mischief, does that ring a bell? Yeah. I thought you knew that, and mainly because maybe Loki is pulling another one of his tricks, like telling them that Asgard is in peril so that when they get back, they will fail their quest, which could also be a thing. And Loki has done a lot of that, like tricked them numerously. And so they only believed him when he told them that he followed them pretty much throughout the entire quest, lurking in the shadows at that. And also he was the one that warned Hukure that they were coming. And with all this happening, Sif, he wanted to kill Loki. Like, Sif and Border, they didn't have so much say in the coming of the quest, or maybe I should call it a death trap. And when they even came, someone was even trying to kill them on top of that, which is pretty annoying. I mean, someone trying to kill you when you are already in death way. I can't wait to experience that one. But Thor then lets her know that Loki is his brother, which makes this a family business. And so he will be the one to deal with Loki accordingly. And so the main question is that Loki said prior to that he was chained at Kanide's place. So how come he's here? And this is when Loki kind of told them that Kanila's initial plan was to use Thor to stop Odin's rule. But if she can't get her hands on Thor, then maybe Loki will do the trick. But the problem is that Loki has grew to love Odin with time. So after Odin took him in, he pretty much became the father he needed, giving him a new chance at life more or less. And now Odin's life is a danger. And so even though he hates Thor, Sif and Balder, the love that he feels for Odin far outweighs the hatred that he feels for them. And that's the reason why he's here, in order to inform them of Carnilla's plan. The reason why he was able to escape Carnilla's lair is because after he refused Carnilla's plan, Carnilla then told him that he's going to conquer Asgard and she will make him kneel before her. And after that, she kissed him, which Loki used that opportunity to draw a few of Carnilla's magic in order to break out of his chain, only to fight his way out of there. And so with this new information, Thor then sent Loki, Balder and Sif to Asgard in order to warn Asgardians of Carnilla's attack, leaving only Thor to finish the quest. And I don't know if Thor should be left alone to finish the quest, because at least in the last 3 quests they needed brains, and Thor, from the look of things, he doesn't have a lot of brains. I'm just saying. And it was at this point that we noticed that there has been an improvement in Loki's magic, because he straight up made horses from inanimate flowers. I don't know if flowers or leaves. He straight up made horses from them so that they can sit on it in order to get to Asgard real quick. And also made one for Thor, just because Thor also has to walk like 2 days in order to get to Lake Lilita, which will come in handy, right? But on Thor's way to acquire the enchanted water from Lake Lilita, he was met with a rock troll who then came in swinging. Don't ask me any question, I don't know. It's the comics. How am I supposed to tell you? It's the comics. And this thing came out swinging like giant tree trunks around. And long story short, Thor, with the help of the environment, defeated this thing. And he did all this just to get to Lake Lilita to find out that the lake has been dried out. I mean, apparently Carnilla has put a straw to the lake and now the lake is no more. And it is at this point that Thor realized that he has failed the quest, because he has acquired 3 elements but now failed to get the water, the enchanted water from Lake Lilita, which he could have but can't. And so what he did after that was to fetch a sand from Lake Lilita in order for it to remind him of his failure today. And so he rushed back, racing through all the 4 lands they were supposed to collect all the 4 elements from, only to come back to Asgard, where the war has already started and dead bodies are flying everywhere. But upon Thor arriving, Heimdall let him know that Sif, Balder and Loki arrived earlier prior to the battle in order to warn them of the attack, and with that they had enough time to prepare for the occasion, and that's why they are winning the battle, overwhelming Carnilla's army. But with Thor arriving, Odin kind of saw Thor and he welcomes him, and Thor was like, this is not the kind of homecoming I envisioned. But Odin lets him know that the war is about to end because they are about to win, and after that there will be a celebration. So Thor shouldn't worry. They might even join both ceremonies, like Thor's completion of the quest plus celebration after the war. And so a few moments later, Carnilla's army has been completely demolished. I mean, demolished, like leaving only Carnilla alive. And so Carnilla knew that the only way to get to Odin was like to get to someone he loves the most, which is Thor for the moment. So he drew a magical arrow and then shoots it straight through the chest of Thor, leaving him to drop. Et voila! And so this will be for the day. So make sure you like the video if you like it, subscribe to the channel so that when the next issue drops, you'll be the first person to know. And I feel like most of you have a gist about what is going to happen in the next issue, but you are not really sure. So make sure you subscribe to the channel so that when I drop the next video, you'll be the first one to know. Peace.